A Howard University prodigy, Marcus Johnson, boards first class, only to be publicly humiliated when a wealthy passenger and a flight attendant rip his ticket, claiming he doesn't belong. But the nightmare turns deadly when a passenger suffers a heart attack and the AED fails. Marcus, using a secret code from his scholarship, unlocks life-saving medical supplies and stabilizes the man mid-flight. When the evacuation slide fails, he saves everyone again, manually deploying it with the same code. By landing, he's not just vindicated, he's a hero. The airline apologizes, the bigot is banned, and Marcus launches a medical device empire, proving that dignity, skill, and courage can turn prejudice into unstoppable power. Int. Harris Cooper's office. Day the sun shines bright on the bustling office of Harris Cooper, a renowned private investigator known for his exceptional skills and unwavering dedication to justice. Marcus Omar Mancini, a Howard University prodigy with an uncanny ability to read people's minds, is sitting at his desk, staring intently at a stack of files before him. Marcus' attention flickers as he suddenly realizes that one of the documents contains vital information about a mysterious passenger named David Williams, who recently boarded the same flight as him. With a sense of unease, Marcus scans through the details, trying to piece together his identity and potential involvement in the incident. Suddenly, he hears an audible tapping on his door. Harris opens it cautiously and sees a young woman standing outside. "Marcus," she says with a determined expression, her voice ringing clear amidst the chaos inside the office. "Emily," he replies, recognizing the familiar face from their last encounter at a local charity event. They hugged tightly as they exchanged pleasantries before Emily stepped inside. Marcus knew that she was there to help him uncover more about David's background and motives for his recent flight. As they sit down across from Harris's desk, Emily shares her story with an air of urgency. "I believe you know who this person is," she says, pointing towards the passenger manifest. "A wealthy businessman named William Thomas, a philanthropist known for his kindness and generosity." Marcus's eyes widen in shock as he realizes that David Williams was one of several individuals who had been invited on board the flight to celebrate its milestone anniversary. He knew they were all attending an exclusive event at the airline's headquarters, but this was no ordinary celebration. As Emily continues her narrative, Harris listens intently and starts sketching out a possible scenario. "The evening leading up to the event seemed perfect," she says, taking a sip of his coffee before continuing. David had planned a surprise birthday party for his wife at an exclusive beach resort nearby. He was overjoyed about celebrating with their closest friends and family. But as the night wore on, David started experiencing symptoms consistent with heartburn and anxiety. Despite seeking medical attention earlier that evening, he continued to struggle with discomfort until his condition worsened during the flight. When a passenger noticed his distress and tried to provide assistance using an AED, Marcus' mind raced. In a moment of desperation, Marcus remembered the secret code from their scholarship agreement, which allowed him to access life-saving medical supplies for passengers in need. He quickly retrieved the code and activated it on the plane's emergency system. Within minutes, a team of airline staff arrived at David's side, administering medication that immediately reversed his heart rate. As the passenger slowly regained consciousness, Marcus stood up from his chair, relieved but also determined to prevent any further harm. "We did everything we could," he says, placing the tablet in the man's hand and helping him navigate through the evacuation process using a series of commands stored within the code. After successfully evacuating all passengers except for David, Marcus returned to the plane's cockpit, where he discovered that the AED had malfunctioned due to an electrical issue. However, rather than panicking, Marcus quickly assessed the situation and began working on a manual override mechanism to stabilize the aircraft during its descent. In the meantime, Emily watched as David regained control over his body, using her expertise in first aid to manage his heart rate and breathing rhythm while the pilot continued their flight plan. When it was deemed safe for the passengers to land, Marcus activated the evacuation slide, deploying it manually with the same code he had used earlier. As they landed safely at a nearby airport, David's condition improved rapidly as emergency medical personnel arrived on scene. After being evaluated and released from hospital, David expressed his gratitude to Harris and the team of airline staff for their quick intervention. He also revealed that there was another passenger on board who needed assistance during the flight, but had been overlooked due to the chaos caused by the previous incident. Overwhelmed with emotion, Harris listened as David shared the names of two other passengers who were affected by heart attacks on board the plane, a young woman named Sarah and an elderly man, George. He learned that both women were rushed to hospital in critical condition after experiencing similar symptoms during their flights, but without the assistance provided by Marcus' secret code. The airline officials took note of David's story and vowed to improve its emergency response protocols for such incidents. They apologized for the initial mistake made earlier and offered financial compensation to the passengers who had experienced heart attacks or other medical emergencies while on board the flight. As the plane cleared, Harris turned to Emily with a grateful smile. "Thank you again," he says, holding her hand in his embrace. "You helped me understand that even amidst adversity, dignity, skill, and courage can turn prejudice into unstoppable power." Emily nods in response, tears streaming down her face as she looks up at him. "I know what you mean," she admits softly, wiping away the beads of sweat from her forehead. It was a truly incredible experience to see how our actions could make such a difference for someone else's life. As Marcus and Emily step out of Harris's office into the bright sunlight, their journey as heroes begins anew. They know that they are just scratching the surface of David's story, but they have no intention of stopping now. With his secret code to unlock medical supplies, Marcus continues his mission to use technology to heal hearts and bring hope to those who need it most. And so, the narrative unfolds, a powerful tale of redemption, courage, and the transformative power that comes from standing up against injustice in the face of adversity. In the bustling city of New York City, Marcus Omar Mancini stood at the entrance to a well-known law firm. The sun shone brightly overhead, casting an intense light on his face as he prepared for another day of work. He had just boarded first class when the world around him suddenly changed in an instant. A wealthy passenger and a flight attendant appeared out of nowhere, their faces covered with anger and disbelief. They confronted Marcus over his unauthorized use of the company's premium seating and demanded that he return the ticket to its rightful owner. The man behind the window calmly pulled down his own seat and informed Marcus that he had purchased it days ago for himself, not as an invitation. The passenger, a wealthy businessman named David, looked at Marcus with disapproval before snatching his suitcase from the back of the plane. "You should have been aware of your rights when you boarded," he spat, holding up the ticket in front of him. He had always believed that only those who earned their own money and status were entitled to premium seating on flights. As David's words echoed through the airport terminal, Marcus felt a wave of anger wash over him. He had been studying law for years, honing his skills and learning about his rights as an employee. But he knew deep down that this was not how it should have happened. The passenger and flight attendant were simply exercising their privilege by taking advantage of a system meant to benefit those who worked hard and paid taxes. With tears streaming down his face, Marcus tried to hold back the urge to confront David directly. Instead, he decided to take matters into his own hands. He retrieved a small notebook from his pocket and began writing out a letter explaining his situation in detail. The passenger watched with increasing interest as Marcus explained how he had purchased his seat months ago without their knowledge or consent. As they continued to argue, the flight attendant, who was seated across from Marcus on the plane's third row, finally stood up to intervene. Excuse me, she said, her voice raised in frustration. You are not entitled to take my ticket and use it for your own benefit without our knowledge or consent. She held out the ticket once more, this time with a clear and firm message on the back. Marcus felt his heart pounding as he read David's response, his anger mounting by the second. He knew that if they were caught using premium seating without permission, their actions would be grounds for termination of employment. But just as he was about to speak, the flight attendant stepped forward and presented him with a new ticket from Harris International. The passenger looked at her skeptically before reluctantly taking it back and stuffing it into his suitcase. Thank you, David said, extending a hand out in greeting. I hope this will be enough for now. Marcus felt a mix of relief and determination wash over him as he stepped back onto the plane, ready to continue his mission to use technology to heal hearts and bring hope to those who need it most. With newfound purpose, Marcus began working on his secret code, studying medical supplies, and developing new tools to help people find answers to their health challenges. He knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but he was determined to make a difference in the lives of others. As they journeyed through different countries, Marcus met with countless patients who had been struggling with various illnesses and conditions. His heart soared every time he saw them smile or recover from their diseases, knowing that his work had made an impact on someone's life. But as they continued to travel, Marcus realized that he could not keep secrets hidden forever. The passengers behind the plane, David included, were watching him closely, ready to confront him at any moment if they felt threatened by his actions or intentions. One day, while working in a remote village in Africa, Marcus received a call from Harris International's headquarters. A wealthy philanthropist named Sarah had heard about Marcus' mission and wanted to support him in his efforts. She offered to provide the flight tickets for all of David's passengers on their return journey home, as well as funding for new medical equipment and training. Determined to use technology to bring hope to those who needed it most, Marcus accepted Sarah's offer without hesitation. With her generous help, he was able to secure a plane ticket that would take the passengers back to New York City, where they could be reunited with their families and receive the medical supplies they had been waiting for. As David boarded his flight once again, grateful for the unexpected support from Harris International and Sarah's kindness, Marcus knew that this journey had only just begun. He was not yet a hero, but he was determined to make a difference in the lives of others, one person at a time, no matter what challenges lay ahead. With newfound energy and determination, Marcus returned home with a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to using technology to heal hearts and bring hope to those who need it most. He continued his journey, working tirelessly on his secret code and developing new tools to help people find answers to their health challenges. And though he knew that there would always be obstacles in the way, he was ready for whatever lay ahead. The next chapter of Marcus Omar Mancini's story unfolded as he worked towards his ultimate goal, using technology to heal hearts and bring hope to those who needed it most. With every step forward, he became a true hero, inspiring others around the world to stand up against injustice and use their own skills and resources to make a difference in the lives of those they helped. And so, the narrative continued, a powerful tale of redemption, courage, and the transformative power that comes from standing up against adversity. With each new challenge, Marcus Omar Mancini proved that even amidst hardship, dignity, skill, and courage can turn prejudice into unstoppable power. And as he walked towards his future endeavors, knowing that he had made an impact on someone's life along the way, he knew that no matter what obstacles lay ahead, there was always hope for a brighter tomorrow. Global outline. 1. A Howard University prodigy, Marcus Omar Mancini, boards first class, only to be publicly humiliated when a wealthy passenger and a flight attendant rip his ticket, claiming he doesn't belong. 2. The incident triggers a media frenzy surrounding the young man's supposed fraudulence, with the press dubbing him an opportunist scamper who had taken advantage of unsuspecting passengers for financial gain. Marcus' academic record was impeccable, from his early days as a rising star in the arts to his successful completion of his master's degree at Howard. He had proven himself worthy and deserving of success. 3. The wealthy passenger, Jack Thompson, is portrayed as an arrogant and entitled individual who has no understanding or empathy for those less fortunate than him. He dismisses Marcus' attempt at a refund when it becomes clear that the ticket was not purchased through his airline's website, but rather from an online marketplace selling counterfeit tickets on eBay. 4. As the story unfolds, the flight attendant, Sofia Rodriguez, is introduced as someone who initially helps calm Marcus down and provide context for the situation. She reveals to him that she too had noticed a discrepancy between the ticket price and its description, leading her to investigate further after realizing that it was an authentic purchase on eBay. 5. The pair begins working together in unraveling the mystery surrounding the forged tickets, uncovering evidence of fraudulent transactions and tracing them back to Jack Thompson's personal account on PayPal. Their investigation takes them through various online forums, social media platforms, and local pawn shops where they encounter a network of individuals involved in selling counterfeit tickets. 6. As Marcus delves deeper into this dangerous world, he realizes that the scam is much more complex than initially anticipated. The fraudsters are not only aware of his academic background, but also have access to sophisticated tools and techniques to evade detection and cover their tracks. They use various methods such as altering flight times and booking different flights in order to maintain a steady stream of fraudulent transactions. 7. As the team continues its investigation, they come across a trail of inconsistencies within Jack Thompson's personal life that suggest he might be hiding something dark or potentially dangerous. Through his interactions with various acquaintances, Marcus uncovers a web of financial conflicts and hidden debts that extend beyond his airline business. 8. The plot thickens when one of the fraudsters, Michael Taylor, contacts Marcus via social media to offer him a chance at a significant sum if he helps them out by stealing evidence from Jack's computer and selling it for a high price on eBay. 9. Initially hesitant but intrigued by the prospect of financial gain, Marcus agrees to participate in the scheme with Michael as his partner. He infiltrates Jack's online accounts and gathers sensitive information about the fake tickets, which they use to sell them at a much higher profit margin than their real counterparts. 10. As the duo continues to execute their plan, they encounter unexpected challenges and setbacks that force them to adapt on an unprecedented level of speed and resourcefulness. They must navigate through legal channels, communicate with authorities, and gather evidence in secret locations where no one will suspect a crime has occurred. 11. The climax unfolds when Jack Thompson discovers the truth about his fraudulent transactions and confronts Marcus and Michael after they have successfully sold tickets on eBay for millions of dollars. With both men's identities exposed, they are forced to choose between their desire for wealth and justice or continuing with the scheme to avoid paying a significant fine. 12. In a tense standoff, Jack ultimately confesses his involvement in the scam, revealing that he had been working together with an accomplice named Sarah Jones, who was responsible for creating the forged tickets and hiding them from authorities. Marcus is shocked by this revelation, but also relieved as it provides closure to one of their biggest mysteries. 13. The news of Jack's arrest sends shockwaves throughout the aviation industry, leading to a public outpouring of support for the young prodigy who had stood up against injustice and exposed fraudulent transactions on his own terms. Marcus' reputation is restored, and he becomes a hero in the eyes of many people around the world. 14. The story ends with Marcus continuing his work towards using technology to heal hearts through his non-profit organization called Heart Tech Foundation, which aims to provide accessible healthcare resources and support for individuals facing physical or emotional challenges due to illness or adversity. He continues to use his platform as a voice for change, inspiring others to stand up against injustice in their own communities and make a positive impact on the world. 15. The narrative concludes with Marcus reflecting on the events that led him down this path of redemption and growth, highlighting not only the power of education, determination, and resilience, but also the importance of using one's skills and resources for good causes. He remains committed to his mission as an advocate for healthcare equality and uses his platform to shed light on the complex world of fake tickets and their impact on society. Global outline. Marcus Omar Mancini, a Howard University prodigy with an exceptional intellect and passion for healthcare, boards first class on a luxury airline to embark on his dream journey. As he sat in the aircraft's pristine cabin, he couldn't help but feel envious of the wealthy passenger sitting next to him, Mr. William Benny Sophia Sato, who had stood up against injustice and exposed fraudulent transactions. Suddenly, as they were about to take off, a flight attendant approached Mr. Sophia Sato with an unpleasant surprise. His ticket had been tampered with and was no longer valid due to a recent upgrade on the airline system. He politely requested that Mr. Sophia Sato switch seats, but Mr. Sophia Sato refused, citing his status as one of the airline's VIP passengers. Marcus watched in horror as the flight attendant removed Mr. Sophia Sato from his seat and replaced it with another passenger who was not entitled to such privileges due to a different booking or reservation. The flight attendant's actions left him feeling humiliated and violated by their perceived lack of responsibility and oversight, further fueling his determination to expose the fraudulent transaction. Frustrated but determined, Marcus decided to take matters into his own hands and confront Mr. Sophia Sato about the situation. He approached the flight attendant with a calm demeanor and politely requested that she explain the mistake they had made. Instead of responding in anger or defense, the flight attendant acknowledged their error and explained that there was an issue with one of the airline's systems that caused the ticket to be modified. Marcus immediately confronted Mr. Sophia Sato about his involvement in the fraudulent transaction, demanding a full refund for his seat and any other fees associated with it. Despite initially denying responsibility, Mr. Sophia Sato eventually admitted to his role in manipulating the system, admitting he had been caught red-handed by an employee who had malfunctioned during their shift. Marcus was shocked but not surprised by Mr. Sophia Sato's admission of guilt, as they shared a similar background and experience dealing with dishonesty and corruption within the airline industry. He explained that he too had faced similar situations in his career as a flight attendant, where fraudulent transactions were common due to various technical issues or human errors. Marcus knew that exposing these types of wrongdoings was crucial not only for restoring his reputation, but also for bringing attention to the systemic problems within the airline industry. He decided to take action and started working with other individuals who had been affected by the fraud, forming a nonprofit organization called HeartTech Foundation to raise awareness about this issue and provide accessible healthcare resources and support to those in need. The HeartTech Foundation was born out of Marcus' frustration at the lack of adequate access to healthcare services for individuals facing physical or emotional challenges due to illness or adversity. He understood that many people's lives were impacted by these issues, particularly from marginalized communities who often faced significant barriers when seeking medical care and support. Through his organization, Marcus aimed to provide a platform for patients like Mr. Sophia Sato to access affordable healthcare resources and connect with qualified professionals who could offer tailored treatment plans based on their individual needs. He recognized that the current system was flawed, as many hospitals and clinics did not have sufficient capacity or infrastructure to accommodate individuals requiring specialized care. To combat this issue, HeartTech Foundation launched several initiatives aimed at improving access to healthcare services in underserved communities. These included establishing partnerships with local medical institutions, offering telemedicine consultations, and partnering with community organizations to provide free health screenings and wellness programs for patients without insurance or financial resources. The foundation also focused on educating the general public about the importance of fake tickets and their impact on society. Through social media campaigns, educational workshops, and awareness-raising initiatives, Marcus aimed to dispel myths and misconceptions surrounding this issue, highlighting its real-world consequences such as delayed medical treatment, lost income, and potential health risks. As the HeartTech Foundation gained traction and received support from various stakeholders, including philanthropists, healthcare professionals, and community members, they continued to expand their reach and influence. They established a network of volunteers who provided critical assistance in setting up clinics, organizing events, and promoting awareness campaigns across different regions worldwide. Along with the medical services, HeartTech Foundation also focused on supporting mental health support for individuals affected by fake tickets and other forms of injustice. The organization partnered with local counseling centers to provide confidential therapy sessions for patients who were struggling with anxiety, depression, or grief due to their experiences. Marcus' dedication to using technology as a tool for healing hearts inspired the Foundation's development of HeartTech software, which allowed healthcare providers and organizations to easily access patient information and generate customized treatment plans. This innovative platform enabled them to streamline workflows, reduce administrative costs, and enhance collaboration among stakeholders. The HeartTech Foundation became synonymous with innovation in the field of healthcare and quickly gained recognition for its groundbreaking contributions. They received grants from major philanthropic institutions, established a presence on leading news outlets, and collaborated with renowned medical experts worldwide to showcase their work and drive progress towards improving access to healthcare services for all individuals. As Marcus continued his journey towards using technology to heal hearts through HeartTech Foundation, he remained committed to the principles of transparency, accountability, and compassion. He recognized that change requires a collective effort from individuals, organizations, and governments alike, and therefore worked closely with policymakers, industry leaders, and community members to advocate for policies and initiatives that would support healthcare equality and promote access to quality medical care. With his unwavering commitment to justice, Marcus continued to inspire others by sharing his story of redemption and growth. He shared the lessons he learned from his experiences as a flight attendant, emphasizing the importance of education, determination, resilience, and using one's skills for good causes. By following this global outline, we can see how Marcus Omar Mancini's journey led him down the path of redemption and growth, not only in terms of restoring his reputation, but also by shining light on the systemic problems within the airline industry. He used his platform to educate others about fake tickets and their impact, leading to the establishment of HeartTech Foundation as a nonprofit organization that provided accessible healthcare resources and support for individuals facing physical or emotional challenges due to illness or adversity. The story concludes with Marcus reflecting on the events that led him down this path of redemption and growth, highlighting not only the power of education, determination, resilience, but also the importance of using one's skills and resources for good causes. He remains committed to his mission as an advocate for healthcare equality and continues to use his voice to shed light on the complex world of fake tickets and their impact on society. With a vision in mind for the future, Marcus looks forward to continuing his work towards making tangible changes that will improve access to healthcare services for all individuals, regardless of socioeconomic status or background. He remains dedicated to using technology as a tool for healing hearts and inspiring others to join him in this journey towards creating a more equitable and just world for everyone. Unending. A Howard University prodigy, Marcus Omar Mancini, boards first class, only to be publicly humiliated when a wealthy passenger and a flight attendant rip his ticket, claiming he doesn't belong. This act of betrayal left him feeling humiliated and devastated, but it also sparked a deep-seated desire within him to educate others about fake tickets and their impact on society. As the story unfolds, Marcus decides to take action by founding HeartTech Foundation, an organization dedicated to providing accessible healthcare resources and support for individuals facing physical or emotional challenges due to illness or adversity. The Foundation's mission is not just limited to medicine, but also extends to mental health services, nutrition education, and community outreach programs that aim at breaking down the barriers of accessibility and affordability faced by those who need it most. The HeartTech Foundation initially operates through a network of local clinics and schools, where volunteers offer free medical consultations, educational workshops on healthy living, and support groups for individuals struggling with mental health issues. Marcus recognizes that fake tickets are not just a problem within the healthcare sector, but also an issue in society as a whole due to their widespread adoption by fraudulent organizations looking to exploit vulnerable populations. To address this issue, HeartTech Foundation invests heavily in research and development to create innovative technologies that can help prevent or detect fake tickets. They work closely with technology companies, government agencies, and nonprofit organizations to develop tools such as biometric scanners for identifying forged identities, machine learning algorithms for detecting suspicious patterns on documents, and real-time alerts through the Internet of Things, IoT network. One critical component of HeartTech Foundation's efforts is its education outreach program. The foundation partners with community schools, universities, and healthcare institutions to create awareness about fake tickets among students, teachers, and other stakeholders in their local communities. They organize workshops and seminars that cover topics such as the history of counterfeit documents, common scams involving fake tickets, and how individuals can protect themselves from falling victim to these schemes. Through this program, HeartTech Foundation empowers its beneficiaries with knowledge and skills to identify signs of forged identities, detect suspicious transactions, and report any incidents to law enforcement agencies. By fostering a sense of community resilience among those who have faced challenges due to fake tickets, the foundation aims to reduce crime rates and promote overall security in society. As HeartTech Foundation grows in size, it starts to attract attention from policymakers, industry leaders, and media outlets alike. Recognizing its potential impact on healthcare access and social justice, Congress allocates funding for a major project aimed at developing new technologies that can help combat fake tickets effectively. This initiative brings together experts from various fields such as technology, law enforcement, and public health to collaborate towards creating a robust system of counterfeiting detection and prevention. With the federal government's support, HeartTech Foundation embarks on a series of collaborative initiatives with key stakeholders to develop cutting-edge solutions for combating fake tickets at both national and international levels. The foundation partners with leading technology companies, research institutions, and academic centers to explore new approaches such as blockchain-based systems that secure identity information, biometric authentication through smart cards or wearable devices, and advanced surveillance technologies. To ensure the widespread adoption of these innovative solutions, HeartTech Foundation also works closely with government agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and state regulatory bodies to establish guidelines and regulations for their implementation. By partnering with relevant stakeholders, HeartTech Foundation aims to create a harmonious ecosystem that promotes transparency, accountability, and efficiency in managing fake ticket detection and prevention efforts. The success of HeartTech Foundation's anti-fake tickets campaign is evident through its measurable impact on crime rates and public health outcomes. In the early stages of the project, they witness an initial reduction in the number of fraudulent transactions reported to law enforcement agencies due to a surge in counterfeit documents. This indicates that their education outreach program is effective at empowering individuals with knowledge about fake tickets and how to spot them. As the anti-fake ticket campaign gains momentum, HeartTech Foundation also experiences growing success in detecting fake tickets across various sectors, including healthcare, finance, and travel. They conduct regular audits of critical systems such as hospitals' electronic medical records, EMRs, financial institutions, point-of-sale transactions, and air travel platforms to identify potential fraudulent activity. Through the combination of technological solutions, education outreach programs, and collaboration with policymakers and industry leaders, HeartTech Foundation continues its mission of providing accessible healthcare resources and support for individuals facing physical or emotional challenges due to illness or adversity. The Foundation's innovative approach not only tackles the root causes of fake tickets, but also empowers communities to take charge of their own safety and well-being. With a vision in mind for the future, Marcus looks forward to continuing his work towards making tangible changes that will improve access to healthcare services for all individuals, regardless of socioeconomic status or background. He remains dedicated to using technology as a tool for healing hearts and inspiring others to join him in this journey towards creating a more equitable and just world for everyone. He continues to use his voice to shed light on the complex world of fake tickets and their impact on society, advocating for policies that address not only financial exploitation, but also systemic issues such as discrimination, prejudice, and lack of access to healthcare resources. With each passing day, Marcus becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration for those who seek meaningful change in the face of adversity. As he continues his journey towards redemption and growth, Marcus remains committed to using technology as an agent of social justice and inequality reduction. He understands that it is not enough to simply combat fake tickets. Rather, it's about creating a society where every individual has access to healthcare services and resources they need to thrive physically, emotionally, and mentally. With this unwavering commitment and dedication, Marcus becomes the driving force behind HeartTech Foundation's mission of empowering communities worldwide to challenge the root causes of social inequality and create a more equitable future for all. Through his words and actions, he continues to inspire others to use their skills, resources, and passion towards creating positive change in the world around them. Global outline. A Howard University prodigy, Marcus Omar Mancini, boards a first-class flight only to be publicly humiliated when a wealthy passenger and a flight attendant rip his ticket, claiming he doesn't belong. This incident leaves a lasting impression on him, as it not only exposes the insidious nature of fake tickets, but also highlights the systemic issues that exist within our society. Marcus Omar Mancini's journey towards redemption begins from this moment, with a profound understanding of how these scams can be perpetuated and exploited by those in power. He becomes determined to combat fraud through his writing and advocacy for policies aimed at addressing financial inequality and discrimination. With each passing day, he grows as an advocate for change, using the platform of social media to amplify his message. As Marcus delves deeper into the issue of fake tickets, he discovers a dark underworld that is rife with exploitation and injustice. He uncovers a network of individuals involved in creating and selling counterfeit passes, some operating from behind the scenes or even directly manipulating passengers' experiences on planes. These individuals exploit their position of privilege to benefit themselves while denying access to basic services like healthcare. Marcus's investigation leads him to confront those responsible for these scams head-on, engaging with airline representatives, flight attendants, and other stakeholders in the industry. He shares his findings with a growing network of activists and advocates who share his passion for creating a fairer society. Together, they establish HeartTech Foundation, an organization dedicated to addressing the root causes of social inequality by leveraging technology to create access to healthcare services and resources. The Foundation's mission is ambitious, as it aims to empower communities worldwide to challenge systemic issues such as poverty, discrimination, and lack of education. With a focus on providing affordable health insurance for all individuals regardless of their socioeconomic status, HeartTech Foundation works towards addressing the underlying inequalities that perpetuate fake tickets in our society. Marcus embarks upon a series of initiatives aimed at raising awareness about the issue among passengers, airlines, and industry stakeholders. He uses his writing to educate people about how these scams are used by scammers who seek financial gain while exploiting vulnerable individuals' vulnerabilities. The Foundation's social media campaigns not only raise awareness, but also encourage people to report fake tickets in a timely manner. As HeartTech Foundation gains traction, Marcus receives recognition for his work and becomes a symbol of hope for those seeking meaningful change. He is invited to speak at conferences, workshops, and other events worldwide, inspiring others to join him on this journey towards creating a more equitable future. His message resonates with people from all walks of life who are tired of being exploited by the system. In addition to his work as an advocate for reform, Marcus continues to use his platform to promote positive change in the travel industry. He works closely with airlines and other stakeholders to develop innovative solutions that address the root causes of fake tickets while improving air safety practices. By collaborating on initiatives such as improved security measures, enhanced screening processes, and data sharing between airlines and government agencies, HeartTech Foundation aims to eliminate these fraudulent activities altogether. As Marcus's influence grows, his vision for a more equitable world takes shape. He becomes the face of change in the travel industry, inspiring others to join him in this mission towards justice. His commitment to using technology as an agent of social injustice and inequality reduction leads to real-world impact, with airlines around the globe adopting new measures that ensure their customers' safety while also addressing fake tickets. The global community is on board, recognizing Marcus's unwavering dedication to creating a fairer society for all. HeartTech Foundation becomes a trusted source of information and resources for individuals seeking solutions to combat fake tickets and address other societal issues. With the support of like-minded organizations, governments, and civil society leaders worldwide, Marcus continues to inspire others towards a better future for everyone. As Marcus's story unfolds across multiple continents, he realizes that change is not only about addressing immediate challenges, but also working towards creating long-term sustainable solutions. He becomes an advocate for policy reform, pushing for changes in legislation and regulations aimed at preventing fake tickets from entering the travel industry once again. This includes advocating for increased funding for healthcare services and access to education, as well as strengthening international cooperation on combating fraud. As Marcus's influence continues to grow, he realizes that his story is not just about him, but also about the countless individuals who have been affected by fake tickets in their lives. He becomes a beacon of hope, inspiring them to believe they too can overcome adversity and create positive change in the world around them. With a heart full of compassion for those struggling with the effects of fake tickets, Marcus continues to work tirelessly towards building a better future for all. Howard University Marcus Omar Mancini. Marcus. 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 1. Marcus Omar Mancini Howard University prodigy, a rising star in the aviation industry who boards first class to be publicly humiliated when a wealthy passenger and flight attendant can't rip his ticket. Howard University Omar Mancini, Marcus mentor and fellow student at the university, pushing for policy reform and advocating against fake tickets. 2. Initial challenges. Realizes change is needed. As Marcus's influence grows, he becomes aware that addressing immediate challenges won't be enough to create long-term sustainable solutions. Advocating policy reform. A. Increase funding for healthcare services and access to education. Marcus advocates pushing for increased funding for healthcare services and access to education in order to address the root causes of fake tickets, including inadequate resources and limited educational opportunities. B. Strengthen international cooperation on combating fraud. He believes that strengthening international cooperation is crucial in combating fraud by sharing information and collaborating with other countries' regulatory agencies. Implementing new measures. A. Enhancing security measures at airports and airlines globally. Marcus suggests implementing new security measures such as enhanced bag checks, biometric identification, or even real-time surveillance to prevent fake tickets from entering the travel industry once again. B. Strengthening laws and regulations. He advocates for comprehensive legislation that includes provisions to punish those caught perpetrating fraudulent schemes. Repealing fines and penalties. Marcus argues that severe fines and penalties should be imposed on individuals who use fake tickets, as well as corporations involved in the fraud cycle. This would serve not only as a deterrent, but also encourage industry stakeholders to take responsibility for their actions. 3. Inspiring hope, creating positive change. A. Emotional support system. Marcus becomes an advocate for emotional support systems that help individuals impacted by fake tickets cope with trauma and anxiety related to the issue. B. storytelling, and empathy-building activities. He organizes workshops, seminars, and public speaking engagements where people can share their experiences and stories of how fake tickets have affected them. By fostering empathy among others, Marcus aims to raise awareness about this pressing problem and inspire hope in those who are struggling. C. Building a community. A. Online platform and resource center. Create an online platform and resource center where individuals can access information, resources, and support services related to fake tickets. B. Collaborations with NGOs and nonprofits. Partnering with nonprofit organizations that focus on addressing the issue of fake tickets could help reach more people in need and provide a sense of community for those affected. 4. Continuing efforts, continued advocacy. A. Engaging stakeholders across industries. Marcus continues to engage various industries such as airlines, travel agencies, airports, and government entities in discussions about the importance of addressing fake tickets. B. Collaborations with industry leaders and experts. Work closely with industry leaders, experts, and thought leaders who can provide valuable insights and recommendations for implementing effective solutions. C. Public awareness campaigns. A. Spreading awareness through social media and online channels. Launch campaigns on social media platforms like the Bureau, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to raise public awareness about the issue of fake tickets. B. Engaging celebrities and influencers. Collaborate with influential figures in their fields, such as athletes, artists, or politicians, to use their platform for advocacy efforts. 5. Impact on society. Creating a positive impact. A. Empowering communities. I. Providing financial assistance. Offer financial assistance and resources to individuals affected by fake tickets through programs like scholarships, job training, or microloans. 2. Building capacity and entrepreneurship support. Invest in initiatives that support the growth of local businesses and entrepreneurship, thereby creating employment opportunities for those impacted. B. Enhancing safety standards. I. Strengthening airport security measures. Work closely with airport authorities to implement enhanced security measures like real-time surveillance, bag checks, and biometric identification. 2. Encouraging reporting and collaboration. Foster a culture of reporting suspicious activities or instances involving fake tickets, encouraging passengers and employees to report them promptly. C. Promoting responsible travel. 1. Education awareness campaigns. Launch educational campaigns aimed at promoting responsible travel practices such as booking in advance, checking for valid tickets, avoiding impulse purchases, and respecting airport rules. 2. Supporting sustainable airlines and transportation options. Encourage travelers to choose airlines that prioritize sustainability by supporting eco-friendly aircraft designs or alternative transportation methods. 6. The next chapter, moving forward. A. Long-term sustainability planning. As the story progresses, Marcus embarks on long-term planning for addressing fake tickets and ensuring its elimination in the travel industry. B. Partnerships and collaborations. Develop partnerships with government agencies, nonprofit organizations, private companies, and academic institutions to develop comprehensive strategies that span across various aspects of the aviation sector. C. Continuous monitoring. A. Regular assessments and reviews. Conduct regular assessments and reviews of current policies, regulations, and best practices in addressing fake tickets. Identify areas for improvement, adapt as needed, and monitor emerging threats. B. Collaboration with industry experts and stakeholders. Stay up to date with the latest industry trends, technologies, and innovations to ensure that solutions remain relevant and effective. 7. Conclusion. Recap of key points. A. Importance of policy reform and addressing counterfeit tickets. B. The role of inspiration in creating positive change. C. Continued efforts towards eradicating fake tickets from the travel industry. In conclusion, Marcus Omar Mancini's story serves as an inspiration for individuals and institutions to address fake tickets and create lasting change. Through his advocacy efforts, he not only addresses immediate challenges, but also empowers communities worldwide by fostering a positive impact on society through education, emotional support, and responsible travel practices. The global outline presents a continuous narrative that builds upon the initial challenges faced by Marcus Omar Mancini, while maintaining consistent themes of policy reform, inspiring hope, and continued effort towards eradicating fake tickets from the travel industry. The story unfolds as he continues to evolve into an advocate for change, advocating for increased funding for healthcare services and access to education, strengthening international cooperation on combating fraud, promoting positive changes through storytelling and empathy-building activities, building a community online platform and resource center, engaging stakeholders across industries, public awareness campaigns, enhancing safety standards, promoting responsible travel practices, long-term, sustainability planning, partnerships and collaborations, regular assessments and reviews, collaboration with industry experts and stakeholders, and ensuring continuous monitoring. By following the global outline, readers will follow Marcus Omar Mancini's journey from a humble prodigy to an advocate for change in addressing fake tickets and creating lasting positive impact on society. Fade in Int. Howard University. Day Marcus Omar Mancini, a prodigy and student at the esteemed Howard University, is boarding his first-class flight to New York City for an academic conference. The room is packed with fellow students who are excited about attending the prestigious event. As he enters the aircraft, Marcus feels confident but nervous. He had always been passionate about travel, exploring new places, meeting interesting people, and learning from their experiences. However, his journey to New York would be significantly different due to a recent scandal that has left him vulnerable and questioning whether he belongs in this world. On the flight, Marcus listens intently as the flight attendant hands out boarding passes. He looks at the wealthy passenger seated next to him, who seems aloof, arrogant, and seemingly unaffected by his situation. The stewardess approaches him with a concerned look and explains that there is an issue with one of the tickets. Marcus takes a deep breath and politely asks for clarification. After some confusion, she reveals that the ticket belongs to someone else and was issued without their consent, violating airline regulations. Confused, Marcus realizes that he had been targeted by someone who believed his background or identity would not be accepted on board the plane due to his lack of wealth or status. He feels a wave of anger wash over him as he considers what could have happened if this happens again in the future. The flight attendant approaches and explains the severity of the situation, emphasizing that fake tickets are illegal, can cause significant disruptions, and even result in legal action against individuals involved. She shares with Marcus details about how airline policies and procedures address issues like these and encourages him to report any suspicious activity during his journey. Marcus becomes more determined than ever to ensure he is not a target again by taking proactive steps towards addressing the issue. He decides to reach out to the relevant authorities, airlines, and passengers who have been affected by this incident. He approaches the airline's customer service desk, explaining how a fake ticket can cause confusion, delays, and even result in legal action for those involved. Marcus shares his story with them, highlighting the impact on his academic conference, his social life, and his personal aspirations. The airline representative listens attentively, understanding the gravity of the situation and empathizing with Marcus' plight. They review their policies regarding fake tickets and inform him that they will take immediate action to address this issue by conducting a thorough investigation into all affected passengers. Meanwhile, Marcus reaches out to the flight attendant again, sharing his concerns about the incident in detail. She takes note of his points and shares them with other crew members who may have been involved. They agree to investigate further and work together to find a solution that will prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. As Marcus continues his efforts towards addressing the issue, he becomes aware of an online platform called Community Connect, which provides resources for travelers who need help navigating fake tickets or other travel-related issues. The site connects users with local organizations, community centers, and legal assistance to address their concerns. Marcus decides to create a profile on Community Connect, sharing his story, tips, and advice about identifying fraudulent tickets. He encourages others to share their experiences too and raises awareness of the issue through social media, speaking engagements, and other public events. The platform generates positive feedback from travelers who have benefited from its resources, inspiring them to take action against fake tickets. Marcus becomes a viral sensation on social media, drawing attention to the need for responsible travel practices and the role that individuals like him can play in combating this issue. Over time, Community Connect gains traction as more users join the platform, providing valuable information about various travel scams and how to avoid them. The site also connects travelers with local organizations, such as nonprofit groups, legal aid clinics, and community centers, offering assistance and support during the recovery process. Marcus becomes a leading figure in the fight against fake tickets, sharing his story, expertise, and resources with people worldwide. He organizes educational workshops and training sessions on responsible travel practices to empower travelers to identify red flags and take proactive steps to protect themselves from fraud. As Marcus's advocacy efforts gain momentum, he also inspires other passengers who have been affected by the scandal to speak out against fake tickets and raise awareness about the issue. They share their experiences on social media, using hashtags like #FakeTicketFights or #TravelAwareness, amplifying his message and generating widespread support for responsible travel practices. In recognition of his efforts, Marcus becomes a featured speaker at various conferences, forums, and events, sharing his insights with influential professionals in the industry. His speeches draw attention to the need for continued education, collaboration, and innovation in addressing fake tickets and promoting safe, responsible travel experiences for all passengers. The global outline continues as Marcus works tirelessly towards eradicating fake tickets from the travel industry. He partners with airlines, governments, nonprofit organizations, and other stakeholders to develop new policies, enhance safety measures, and promote positive changes through storytelling and empathy, building activities. Through his advocacy efforts, he not only addresses immediate challenges, but also empowers communities worldwide by fostering a positive impact on society through education, emotional support, and responsible travel practices. Fade out. Marcus continues his journey as an advocate for change in addressing fake tickets, inspiring others to take action against this issue while staying committed to promoting safe, responsible travel experiences. His dedication to the cause has earned him recognition from industry leaders, airline representatives, travelers around the world, and a place at the forefront of efforts towards eradicating fake tickets from the travel industry. The story concludes with Marcus's continued advocacy work, leaving readers with a sense of hope for the future as he continues his mission to make travel safe, accessible, and enjoyable for all passengers. The global outline serves as an ongoing reminder that even in seemingly small actions, Individuals like Marcus can have a significant impact on shaping the world we live in, promoting responsible travel practices, and creating lasting positive change. Global outline. Asterisk a Howard University prodigy, Marcus Omar Mancini, boards first class on a luxurious airplane with his family. He's excited to embark on this adventure and explore the world from high above. The plane takes off smoothly as the passengers settle into their seats, ready for an exhilarating flight across the country. However, when they arrive at the gate of the runway, Marcus is greeted by a shock. Asterisk a wealthy passenger, Mr. Charles, exits the plane and claims that he doesn't belong on this plane. He explains that his ticket was purchased from an airline's website and had been sent to him via email, but upon boarding, it was discovered there were no matching flight details for his name in their system. Asterisk the airport security officer investigates the matter and discovers a fake ticket in Marcus' possession. He frantically searches through Mr. Charles's belongings, hoping to locate an authentic passport or identification card, only to find nothing. Devastated by this turn of events, Marcus is humiliated and feels embarrassed about his mistake. As he stands there with his family at the gate, a flight attendant approaches him and asks if he's okay. Asterisk, yes, Mr. Charles responds, clearly upset that his travel experience was disrupted due to an apparent fake ticket issue. The flight attendants work together to address the situation by contacting the airline's headquarters in Washington, D.C., who confirmed their loss of a genuine ticket for Marcus' name on the aircraft. Asterisk as they speak with the airline officials, Marcus decides to take action and report this false claim to social media. He shares his experience online, using hashtags like #FakeFlightTickets and at Howard University flight to draw attention to the issue. His post catches the attention of aviation enthusiasts who share their own experiences with fake tickets on various platforms, creating a ripple effect that encourages more people to speak out against this fraudulent practice. Asterisk in response, the airline company takes swift action. They launch an investigation into the source of the ticket and work closely with airport security personnel to locate the perpetrator. After months of intense tracking, they discover that it was one of their own flight attendants who had sold a fake ticket under Mr. Charles's name. The employee is swiftly fired from her job, facing severe consequences for this unethical behavior. The airline's reputation takes a hit as customers begin to question the safety and credibility of the company due to the false report. Asterisk Marcus becomes an unlikely hero overnight, inspiring others with his courage in speaking out against fake tickets. He uses social media platforms like the Bureau, Instagram, and Facebook to share stories about other passengers who have experienced similar incidents and raise awareness about this issue. His message resonates with millions of people worldwide, leading them to demand stricter regulations for airline ticket sales and security measures at airports. Many airlines introduce new procedures that verify passenger identities before selling tickets, such as electronic travel documents, EIDs, or biometric identification. Asterisk in response to these changes, the industry undergoes a significant transformation, with more emphasis on ensuring customer safety and integrity. Airlines implement enhanced safety protocols for travelers during check-in process, including increased security screenings, random bag checks, and facial recognition technology. This not only reduces the risk of fake tickets, but also enhances passenger experience by providing an additional layer of protection against unauthorized access to personal information. Asterisk Marcus continues his advocacy work as a public figure, using his platform to educate travelers about responsible travel practices. He shares tips on how to spot genuine airline tickets and advises passengers to double-check their purchase details before boarding the flight. Furthermore, he emphasizes the importance of reporting fake ticket claims promptly and supporting reputable airlines that prioritize transparency and customer satisfaction. His efforts not only help prevent further incidents, but also contribute to fostering a culture of trust and accountability in the travel industry. By shining a light on these issues, Marcus becomes an advocate for change, inspiring others to take action against fraudulent activities like fake ticket schemes. The story concludes with Marcus' continued advocacy work as he continues his mission to make travel safe, accessible, and enjoyable for all passengers. His dedication to addressing fake tickets has earned him recognition from industry leaders, airline representatives, travelers around the world, and a place at the forefront of efforts towards eradicating this issue while staying committed to promoting responsible travel practices. The story serves as an ongoing reminder that even in seemingly small actions, individuals like Marcus can have a significant impact on shaping the world we live in. By speaking out against fake tickets and advocating for stronger safety measures, they inspire others to take responsibility for their travels and contribute towards creating a safer, more reliable air travel experience for everyone. The global outline provides an inspiring narrative that showcases Marcus' unwavering commitment to promoting responsible travel practices through his advocacy work. With the passage of time, this story serves as a testament to how even seemingly small actions can lead to meaningful change and inspire others to join forces in the fight against fake tickets, ultimately making the world a safer place for all travelers. Fade in int. Hampton International Airport. Day we see Marcus Omar Mancini, a Howard University prodigy known for his exceptional academic prowess and unwavering commitment to promoting responsible travel practices. He stands at the departure gate of Delta Airlines, eagerly awaiting passengers boarding their flights. As he scans through the crowded terminal, he notices an elderly man struggling to find his ticket. Marcus approaches him hesitantly. "Excuse me, sir. Do you need help with your ticket?" The man looks up and shakes his head. "I'm fine. Thank you." He sighs heavily as Marcus realizes that not all passengers are aware of the importance of checking their boarding pass before entering a terminal. He decides to take matters into his own hands. Marcus approaches the flight attendant. "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you see an elderly man who is struggling with his ticket?" The flight attendant looks up and nods in understanding. "I'm sorry, but we have no record of this gentleman boarding our flights." Marcus feels a pang of frustration as he realizes that not all passengers are aware of the importance of checking their boarding pass before entering a terminal. He decides to take matters into his own hands. Marcus approaches an airline representative. "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you see an elderly man who is struggling with his ticket?" The airport employee looks up and nods in understanding. "We're sorry, but we have no record of this gentleman boarding our flights." As he continues his quest to find the elderly man, Marcus encounters other passengers who are unaware of the importance of checking their tickets. He begins a conversation with each one about the dangers of fake tickets and how they can lead to severe consequences. "I see," says one passenger. "You've been using counterfeit tickets for years now." Marcus nods in agreement. "Yes, I have. It's not just an inconvenience. It can actually be dangerous. For example, if someone uses a fake ticket to board their flight and then changes their mind or cancels the trip, they could face serious legal consequences and financial loss." Another passenger looks up at Marcus with concern. "Is there any way we can help him?" Marcus smiles reassuringly. "Yes, I have an idea. We'll create a program where passengers who use fake tickets are flagged as suspicious and their details will be recorded on the airline's database. This way, when someone tries to board using a fake ticket, they won't find themselves listed in our records." The passenger nods thoughtfully. "That sounds like a good solution. I think we should also provide flyers with information about how to check their boarding pass before entering the airport so that they can avoid this issue altogether. Marcus smiles again. Exactly. We'll create a guide for passengers that outlines the process and provides tips on checking their boarding pass, such as scanning it at self-check-in counters or using an online portal. This way, everyone will be aware of the importance of verifying their identity before entering any airport terminal. As Marcus continues his efforts to combat fake tickets, he becomes increasingly influential in the airline industry. He forms alliances with other travel experts and advocates for stronger safety measures that address this issue head-on. The CEO of Delta Airlines approaches Marcus. Thank you so much for your dedication towards eradicating fake tickets. Your program has been a game changer, and we're proud to have you on our team. Marcus smiles back. It's my pleasure, Mr. Omar Mancini. I believe in the power of responsible travel practices and know that small actions like mine can make a big difference in creating a safer air travel experience for everyone. The CEO nods thoughtfully. You've shown us how even seemingly small actions can lead to meaningful change and inspire others to join forces in the fight against fake tickets, ultimately making the world a safer place for all travelers. Marcus smiles again. It's my pleasure, Mr. Omar Mancini. I believe in the power of responsible travel practices and know that small actions like mine can make a big difference in creating a safer air travel experience for everyone. As Marcus continues his mission to combat fake tickets, he becomes increasingly influential in the airline industry. He forms alliances with other travel experts and advocates for stronger safety measures that address this issue head-on. The CEO of Delta Airlines approaches Marcus. Thank you so much for your dedication towards eradicating fake tickets. Your program has been a game changer, and we're proud to have you on our team. Marcus smiles back. It's my pleasure, Mr. Omar Mancini. I believe in the power of responsible travel practices and know that small actions like mine can make a big difference in creating a safer air travel experience for everyone. The CEO nods thoughtfully. You've shown us how even seemingly small actions can lead to meaningful change and inspire others to join forces in the fight against fake tickets, ultimately making the world a safer place for all travelers. Marcus smiles again. It's my pleasure, Mr. Omar Mancini. I believe in the power of responsible travel practices and know that small actions like mine can make a big difference in creating a safer air travel experience for everyone. The CEO nods understandingly. Your program has been an inspiration to us all. We'll continue to work together towards improving safety measures and ensuring that our passengers have access to reliable, trustworthy air travel experiences. Marcus smiles back. It's my pleasure, Mr. Omar Mancini. I know that by working together with airlines like ours, we can create a safer world for everyone, where fake tickets are a thing of the past. Fade to black. The Howard University prodigy, Marcus Omar Mancini, boards first class with an air of determination and a heavy heart. He had always dreamed of taking off into the unknown, experiencing new cultures, and meeting incredible people. But when he boarded his flight to Paris for a business trip, everything changed. As the plane soared overhead, Marcus couldn't help but notice the chaos that greeted him at the airport gates. Passengers rushed in and out, their faces agitated with fear as they tried to figure out how to navigate through security checks. He felt a pang of sympathy towards those who were struggling to find space on the crowded carousel, knowing firsthand how stressful it can be for travelers. As Marcus approached the gate, he noticed a group of passengers huddled together in a small corner, their faces stern and expressions worried. They were discussing something, in whispers, but their voices carried an undeniable sense of urgency. Suddenly, One passenger stepped forward, his face contorted with anger as he shouted at the security officer. "Hey, you can't just grab my ticket without permission." The security guard looked up, confused by the stranger's outburst, and Marcus knew that this was a moment to make a difference. He approached the man slowly, taking note of his name, Rafael Rodriguez. He stood confidently in front of him, holding on tightly to his passport, trying not to appear too aggressive or confrontational. "Excuse me," he said, breaking into a low voice. "I'm sorry for what I did earlier, Mr. Rodriguez. I must have missed something." "I know it was my mistake," Rafael replied with a sense of resignation. "But you need to see this, Marcus. My name is on the passenger list." Marcus looked at him skeptically, but his heart began pounding in anticipation as he saw the ticket under his nose. He hesitated for only a moment before reaching into his pocket and pulling it out. "What do you mean?" Rafael asked, raising an eyebrow. "I'm sorry," Marcus replied, holding up the torn piece of paper. "I accidentally left my ticket at home while traveling to Paris on this flight." Rafael's face fell as he looked down at the ticket in disbelief. He had always been a meticulous traveler and never missed a step. How could his mistake have caused such an inconvenience for someone else? Marcus stepped forward, holding Rafael's passport tightly in hand. "I know it sounds extreme," he said slowly, "but I assure you that this is not a typical flight ticket. The airline has implemented new security measures to prevent the fraudulent use of tickets." Rafael's expression softened slightly as he looked up at Marcus, his eyes shining with gratitude and admiration for his honesty. "You're right," Rafael replied. "I never would have guessed it was my mistake. I just wanted to make sure that everyone on this flight had access to their ticket before we took off." Marcus nodded in agreement, a sense of satisfaction washing over him as he realized the impact his actions could have on others. He knew that responsible travel practices were essential for creating a safer air travel experience for all. "Thank you so much," Rafael said gratefully. "I appreciate your help and will do everything I can to prevent this from happening again in the future." With these words, Marcus turned around and walked away, his heart filled with pride at having made a difference in someone's life. As he boarded the plane for Paris once more, he knew that by continuing to educate passengers on responsible travel practices and holding airlines accountable for their actions, he could help create a safer world for all travelers. Fade to black. Fade in. The sun was setting over the bustling streets of Paris, casting a warm glow on the city's iconic landmarks. Marcus Omar Mancini, a Howard University prodigy and aspiring travel writer, found himself at the airport as he boarded his flight for a solo trip to France. As the plane took off, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't quite right. He had received an email from Rafael, a wealthy passenger on board who claimed he didn't belong on the plane and demanded his ticket be refunded. Marcus felt shaken by this unexpected turn of events, but also impressed with Rafael's honesty. Rafael explained that he wanted to ensure that all passengers were aware of their responsibilities while traveling in foreign countries. He had noticed an increase in incidents where travelers lost their tickets, causing delays or even flight cancellations. Therefore, he decided to take the initiative and confront Marcus about his mistake. "Hello there," Rafael said, approaching Marcus with a calm demeanor. "I understand that you were not supposed on this flight initially. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by my actions." Marcus looked up at Rafael with gratitude, realizing how lucky he was to have an honest passenger like him who took the time to address his mistake. "I appreciate your help," Marcus said. "You're right. It's never appropriate to demand a refund without valid proof of purchase or flight number. It's important for us all to remember that we are responsible passengers and must follow proper procedures when traveling in foreign countries." Rafael nodded in agreement, understanding the gravity of his mistake. "Yes, you're absolutely correct," he said. "It was my fault, and I take full responsibility for it." Raphael then proceeded to hand over a detailed statement from Raphael's bank that confirmed his ticket purchase on May 15th at Howard University's Student Affairs office. "I see now why the airline asked for proof of purchase before refunding me," Marcus replied, feeling reassured by Raphael's honesty and transparency. "Thank you so much for your cooperation in resolving this matter." Raphael smiled widely, knowing that his actions had not only resolved an issue, but also helped create a safer air travel experience for all passengers on the plane. As he boarded the plane once more, Marcus reflected on what he learned during the flight. Being honest and taking responsibility is one of the most important qualities we can possess as travelers, he said to himself. It allows us to make mistakes without damaging our reputation or causing any harm to others. As he settled into his seat for Paris, Marcus knew that he had made a difference in someone's life. His experience at Howard University had taught him about the importance of responsible travel practices and how each individual has a role to play in creating safe environments for everyone. Over the next few days on his trip, Marcus continued to educate himself on French customs and regulations while interacting with locals and fellow passengers. He realized that by being open-minded, respectful, and vigilant, he could help create a welcoming and inclusive atmosphere where all travelers felt comfortable and welcome. As he landed in Paris, Marcus returned home feeling grateful for the opportunity to contribute towards creating safer air travel experiences for everyone. He knew that his journey as an author would continue to inspire others to embrace responsibility when traveling abroad, knowing that every action has the potential to make a difference. And with this newfound understanding of honesty and accountability, Marcus continued to write about travels in France, sharing their lessons with readers worldwide. Fade to black. The end. Fade to black. The sun beat down on Marcus Omar Mancini as he stepped off the plane in Paris, his heart pounding with excitement and a mix of nervousness. He had been looking forward to this trip for months, eager to learn more about French culture and share his experiences with others. With a sense of purpose, Marcus made his way through customs, scanning through passport documents and bag checks. As he was leaving the airport, a wealthy passenger approached him, holding up an oversized ticket in front of him. "You don't belong on this plane," she spat, her voice dripping with disdain as she ripped the paper from his hands. Marcus felt mortified by the incident, but also determined to prove himself wrong. He stepped back and explained that he had been traveling for a few days at the invitation of a business partner who needed him in Paris to conduct some negotiations on behalf of their company. The passenger argued that he was not welcome on board due to his background as an international traveler, citing a section of French law that prohibits individuals from boarding unless they are citizens or permanent residents. Marcus explained how this rule did not apply to his case and showed the airline ticket in question, which clearly stated that he had been granted permission to board. The passenger sighed and nodded thoughtfully before returning to her seat.